What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, and today I'm going to show you how to use Cura. This video is going to be geared more towards beginners, people that are just starting out 3D printing and that haven't really used Cura. So I'm not going to be going into the technical settings, and I'm not doing a deep dive. I'm just going to show you the basics of how to get going. So if you're brand new to 3D printing, the way it works is you get an STL file, which is a 3D model or a 3D print file. You bring it into Cura, a slicer program, and then Cura slices it into a gazillion little lines, basically, which creates a G-code file. And then you take that G-code file and you put that onto your 3D printer via your SD card, and that's how you would that's how you make a 3D print. So Cura is the slicing software that we use. It's a very popular software. There's other slicer programs out there. This is by far the most popular one, though, so that's why I'm going to be showing you this one today. And yeah, we'll go over the basics. So the first thing you want to do is, if you don't already have it downloaded, you can download Cura from their website. It's right here. I'll have this linked in the description as well too. It's called Ultimaker Cura. The most recent version as of recording this video is 4.8. It is good too to stay up to date on the most recent version, because they're always adding extra features and updates and things that are definitely needed. So after you have it downloaded, I've already got it downloaded and installed. This is what it'll look like when you open it up. You'll more than likely have to set up your printer first too, so it should take you through a walkthrough process. But if you haven't done that yet, you click on right here, you can click Add Printer, and then right here, you don't have to add it to the network. On the bottom tab here, add a non-network printer. We can dig through this list and find, it's got a gazillion different brands already made out. And I'll show you for Creality, the Ender 3 V2. There was the Creality, I just saw it right there. So find your Creality, Ender 3, Ender 3 Pro. So if you're using the Ender 3 V2, this is most closely associated with the Pro, so go ahead and select that. We're going to call this Ender 5 actually, because I already have a 3 in here. You can change the printer name right here, so we will call this Test Printer. You can name it whatever you like. Go click Add, and it should have a few more settings. If you selected your correct printer, it's going to have the correct dimensions already put in here. So this is the correct bed width and height and whatnot. It's rectangular. This is all set up correctly already. The extruder, the filament is 1.75. Does it have a nozzle size in here? I don't see the nozzle size. The Marlin G-code is, or the G-code flavor is Marlin. Yeah, that's correct. So if you select your correct printer, all of these settings will be correct. It's got a heated bed. If you did not find your printer on the list, say you have a printer that's not as popular or something like that, and you couldn't find it in that list, just Google your printer settings. You know, the printer, this is the printer bed size, their build plate, if it's heated bed or not, and then enter those settings. But if you found your printer on the list, which you more than likely did, it's already set up. So you click Next, and then now you're in Cura. This is it. So you want to change, or excuse me, not change. You want to select up here. Almost all 3D printers, for the most part, entry-level ones, are going to come with a 0.4 nozzle. You can also Google this to confirm it. When you set up your type, this is your filament type and your nozzle size right here. I recommend to just leave it on PLA and then just change your settings from there. So even though I print TPU with this profile, I leave this alone. The only thing I ever change is my settings over here. Okay, so we have our printer selected here. That's my original printer. This is the new one we just made. If you have multiple printers, you can see them in there. And then this is your nozzle size and your material selection, so you can go in here and select the brand of filament you have. It's best to just leave it on generic PLA and set your nozzle size to the right nozzle size. And then Cura, up here in the settings thing, this is what it's going to look like for you for the most part when you just start off. If you're just starting off 3D printing, it's already a lot. There's already a lot going on. It's very overwhelming. Cura does a very good job of having these settings already pre-set up pretty good. You really don't need to tweak them until you get the basics figured out and you're understanding how everything's working. I would honestly recommend just leaving it like this. So the profiles here, this is basically your quality. I would say this is your quality. So the higher the number here, the larger the number gets, the larger the line width is. This makes your prints bigger. The detail is going to be less noticeable. It's going to also print faster, and yeah, it won't take as long. The lower you go is going to get higher quality. So if you're printing something small, like a a miniature for like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, it's totally fine to use a small nozzle resolution, or excuse me, this is your layer height, a small layer height, because you're going to get more detail out of it. It doesn't really affect the print time because it's going to be quick anyways, or slow. You're not looking for a giant print to take forever. So I normally print most of my stuff. I leave it all on 0.16. I feel like that's a good blend between quality and print speed, where it's not affecting my print speed. And then your infill is basically what it sounds like. So you can see the picture change here. When you go to 100% infill, it makes the object completely solid. Make sure my camera's not blocking anything. Yep, we're good. So the infill makes it completely solid. And then if you go all the way down, that means that the object is completely hollow. So think of it as a block. If you had a block here, it would fill up the entire center of it, or it would leave it hollow. 20% infill is totally fine for 99% of objects. I was trying to see if I had something 3D printed here I could show you, but it doesn't look like I do. So 20% infill, totally fine. So if you're just starting out, 0.16 and 20% infill, totally good. Then comes the questions of supports. If you click supports, this is going to basically, let's see, well, I'll show you that in a second here. So if this is what you like, so let's grab a file. So if you haven't downloaded something yet, we would go to Thingiverse and you search for what you want. I've already searched for a calibration cube. This is a good thing to print right off the start. You click download files here, and it shows you a little advertisement, and then after 5 seconds it starts downloading this. So after it's done downloading, we click on the, oh, my camera's in the way. I click on the download, click show in folder, and then I put it right here, and I'll right click and I'll click extract all, and I'm just going to extract it right here. And then it brings up this, this is what almost all of the files look like when you download them from Thingiverse. So you open this up, and then this is your calibration cube. So I'm going to move this off my screen and then bring back Cura back up. So all I'm doing is dragging the STL file and dropping it inside Cura. That automatically loads it in there. And now you can see we have the option right here to slice the file. So we would set, you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. You can use your right click to spin around the object. And that's basically it. You can hold your mouse wheel and drag side to side. Yeah, that's it. So say we're going to print this test cube. I've set it to 0.16. I've got my infill set to 20. There's no supports needed for this, so we're going to leave supports off. You would click slice. After it slices the file, you can see it tells you the time, how long it's going to take here, how much filament it's going to use. Well, excuse me, you have to set this in your settings if you want to see how much filament it's going to use. So I'll show you that real quick as well too. So if we go to settings, configure settings visibility, profiles, no, where's it at? Materials, excuse me, here it is. So we go settings, configure settings visibility, materials. Under materials here, you can set what the filament, it looks like it's got a default in here. Oh no, I didn't update this, excuse me. So it's already got a default. I just recently switched to 4.8 Cura, and it looks like it erased all my information in here. So you can change your filament cost. I believe you can change this to dollars. I could have swore I have in the past. It's set to euros right now. Anyways, you add up your filament weight. So you'd say a roll of filament, 800 grams, I think. Why isn't it allowing me to change it? There we go. So normal big roll of filament is 800 grams. I don't know why it won't let me change those settings. Huh. You can change these. I'd have to mess with it for a second. That's not what this is about. Sorry about that. You can change these settings though, and it'll give you an accurate representation when you slice a file down here of how much filament it's going to cost or take, the amount or the length of filament, and then what that costs to you. So you basically set, you buy a roll of PLA, you figure out what it costs, what the weight is, you enter that information in your settings there, and then this will give you an accurate representation of what that's actually costing you. So anyways, we've sliced this file, and we click on preview, and you notice up here it's changed the menus that we have. So prepare allows you to mess with the settings and change it. Preview obviously is what we're looking at now. So the preview, you can see I'm using my mouse wheel to scroll in. Over here on the right hand side, you can see how it's made. So it starts off on the base, it prints up. You can see that we have 20% infill, so 20% of this the center is filled. And then it goes all the way up. You can click the little play icon and it shows you what that specific layer is doing, how it's making that layer, and so on and so forth. Anyways, now you would click Save to File. And if you have an SD card already inserted in your computer, you should have an SD card put in your computer before you're ready to slice. The option will just be to save to SD card. You can save it right to your removable drive. If you're using Octoprint like I am, I just save these to a folder here on my computer, and then I upload them to Octoprint. That's for a different video. Most people, if you're just learning, you're going to be using an SD card still. So you save it to your SD card, you take it over and you put it into your printer and print. Back to the settings a little bit. If you want to use the custom settings, if you click custom, they're more than likely going to look like this when you open them up. I've closed all my menus already, but normally when you open these up, there's only going to be a few settings in here. The reason I have way more settings in mine is because I've been messing with my settings. To add a setting to this menu, so if you're watching a video or somebody's saying, try to change this or tweak that setting, you would go under the field that it's under, and you would click on the gear icon, and then under the quality setting, these are all of the options I can add here. So if I click wall line width, you can see it adds wall line width to my menus there on the right hand side. Yeah, that's how you would add a setting. You can also go up here to the search right here and type wall line. Yep, and it pops it up right there. So you can search for whatever setting you want to find there, and that'll also bring it up. Also, if you're using the custom settings, they have these pre-built things already, super quality, dynamic, and standard, and those just change. Those just change the parameters that we were already talking about. So you can see the super quality changes it to 0.12, the standard quality changes it to 0.2. So if we go back to the recommended, it's changing from super quality right here to standard quality right there. Like I said, I like 0.16, that's totally fine. But yeah, you would slice this file. If you make a change to your settings too after you've already sliced it, you're going to have to reslice the object. So you click reslice again, and then it's ready to go. You can change the file name too here. Let me move my camera up a little bit right here, so you can change the file name that it saves right here. So you can see when it imports, it's got this crazy name. We'll just call this cube. So now when I slice this file and save it, it's going to save as cube, so you don't have to rename it if you don't want to. Let's see here if we got another. I guess we'll show you these settings now too. So if you have, if you notice here on the left hand side, make sure my camera isn't blocking any of this stuff. We'll move that over here. On the left hand side, so say you import an object in and you don't want to have it there. So your top option allows you to move your object by clicking on the specified arrows. Your next option, this is your size, your scale. So if you type, right now it's at 100% scale, say we want this at 200%. So we type 200 here, and if you hit tab, it'll automatically insert all of those values there for you. So now we've just massively increased this cube, right? So the next option is, this allows you to change the way it's facing, or spin it, or rotate it, whatever you want to call it. So say if we wanted, right now the X is facing forward, we can spin it here if we want the blank side facing forward, or if we want, one of the other back sides facing forward, we can change that. We want the Y facing, sure. The next option is mirror. So this mirrors an object just like it sounds. So if you wanted to duplicate this object and then mirror it, so you can't really duplicate and mirror a cube, I guess it's going to be the exact same. But if you right click on anywhere on the screen, you can center the object. That'll automatically snap center it to the center of your bed. You can delete the selected model. You can multiply it. I use this feature quite a bit. So we'd click on this, right click, multiply selected model, ask you how many times we're going to multiply this. So we'll multiply this 3 times. Click OK. It makes 3 extra cubes for me. So now I can click on that individual cube. I can click on this top menu up here, and I can move these around however I want on my print bed. Doesn't matter where you put them. You can also right click again and click arrange all models, and it snaps them to, I don't know if that's what Cura thinks is the most optimized, but it brings them in all tightly, neatly, puts them in there. So back to the mirror setting, if you click on one of your objects and click mirror, it asks you which direction you want to mirror it. So if you want to mirror it to this side, to the top, to the left, to the right, so we'll mirror it to that way, and it spins it to that direction. You can see that it rotated. I don't know if it's hard to see there. Let me see. Rotate. Whoops. Mirror that way. You can see it's changing. It's mirroring the axis of that. The next option here is this is for your, what is this, for supports? I believe this is, yeah, this is for your supports. This is for adding supports. So if we click on, there's nowhere to add a support on here. Can we do that? Yeah, it's not going to let me. So let me see if I can. So I'm going to click on these and delete these, and we'll bring in a model that requires some supports. So I've deleted those. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to go in my downloads and find an STL file. What do we got here? Here's one. This is a camera mount, I believe. Yeah, not the one I wanted. So sure. So this is a camera mount for adding a webcam to your Ender 3 V2, and you can see here when I spin underneath, the red area is what's going to require support. Okay, so if we have support selected in here, we'll go back to recommended. We have support selected here. Turn it on, close this back out, and I'll slice it. I'll show you what it's doing. Click preview. You can see it makes that area filled with plastic with support. As you can see, as it builds up, it fills it full of support plastic. Say if we didn't want that, say we know our printer can handle that overhang without having support in there, we click on our object, we click support right here, and you click on the wherever you want to put it. So it allows you to put multiple. If you click them again, they delete, and then if you click on them and then you go to your move options and your scale options, you can move the supports around. You can scale them however you want, which is quite nice. And then if you click them again, if you click back on the support option and you click remove, it removes them. Another really cool, this is a plugin. I'll show you how to get this one. This is a supports plugin. It basically allows you to create cylindrical, I believe that's how you say it, cylindrical supports, and you can put them wherever you want, and you can change the size of them. Let's see if we make it 10. Is it going to adjust them? Yep, it did. Let's see what this will make it 10. Oh no, I got to redo it. I've kind of already, there we go. So it made it bigger, so you have to remove them and then remake them the size you want. So you click on your supports and you just double click them. Come on, supports. Click on them again and it removes them. Where you find that option is under your marketplace. Let me set this back down to 5. You go up here to your marketplace in the top right hand corner. This takes a moment to open. This is called cylindrical. I can't even say that word for some reason. Cylindrical supports. I use it quite a bit. It's a lot nicer than just the big blocky supports that Cura has built into it. As you can see, that took a while to open up. And if you scroll down under community plugins here, it's called Cylindric Custom Support right here. So you can go ahead and click on this, click install. It'll force you to restart Cura, but that's a nice way to install some supports. I believe that's it though for the most part in covering the Cura settings. This should definitely get you going. Again, there's a lot more to dive into if you want to tweak stuff, but this will teach you the basics and on how to get going. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comment below. If you found this video helpful or you got some value from it, if you could give it a like and subscribe to the channel, that'd be much appreciated. From my analytics, I guess like 90% of people who watch my channel are not subscribed, so hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Come back next time for some more 3D printing content. Have a good day, guys. Peace.